And welcome to another edition of the Michigan Football Film Study, focused on the offense with Borges. Another week in the books. And anytime we can talk about a victory, it's always a good time, even when we're talking about turnovers. Now, we're talking about some
Oh, yeah, no.
turnovers this week, three of them, but we're also talking about turnover at the quarterback position, as Sharon Moore announced that Alex Orji will be taking the helm at the quarterback position. So it kind of changes kind of the focus of the film study a little bit,
A
because
little
you
bit.
you'll be able to kind of shift kind
Mhm.
of the focus and talk about maybe some of the plays that might be suited to Alex Orji in this film study, right?
Yeah, I think he brings to the table a different skill set. Okay, so I think you can still include a lot of what you already do, but you want to explore that skill set, and in doing so, think in terms of him more, zone reading and being able to pull balls off certain running plays, which will separate the defense a little bit, make him more aware of his running dimension. Plus one runs, Q powers, isolation plays, quarterback draw. You saw a few of them in this game, but I think the package will expand a little bit. Maybe some RPOs. You saw a few RPOs in this game, and we're going to talk a little bit about that because I think it's a logical thing to do with him. So he's not Davis Warren. He's Alex Orji, and he's a big strapping kid that can run the football and if given the opportunity, I think can throw the ball enough to get the defense to respect that phase of their game.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of going to be the plan.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting exercise to see him at the quarterback position, and we will maybe kind of give people a little blueprint, a little menu, a little preview, if you will, what to look for with Alex Orji at the quarterback position. Before we get into it, though, a little menu, a little preview of what you can expect here on the football film study. Listen, our home here on Autograph. What is Autograph, folks? Hope you're enjoying our new home, Autograph. This great app brought to you by our friend Tom Brady, Michigan's own Tom Brady, TB12. Saw what we were doing with these film studies and said, listen, why not bring it on over to Autograph? Because this is the place where fandom lies, where I want people to be able to come to realize all the things that they do as fans and be rewarded for it. That means listening to the podcast, reading blogs, watching their favorite videos associated with their teams, watching exclusive content like your film studies, and then getting points for them. And then when they get these points, being rewarded for being able to redeem those points for rewards. That's what Autograph is all about. And that's what you're able to do now that the film studies, both the film study with Al Borges, the film study with Vance Bedford, are right here on the Autograph app. So hopefully you're enjoying all of the amenities that are right here on the Autograph app, including our film studies, which are here exclusively. You can also see all of our free content from the Michigan Insider, which comes through here on the Autograph app. Now, our premium content from the Michigan Insider, you still have to go to the MichiganInsider.com to get our VIP content. So our, VIP team content, our VIP recruiting content, you still got to go to the MichiganInsider.com for all of that. Now, we are working diligently on the Buckeye breakdown. Still want to know what those Buckeyes are doing when the bye week hits. Al Borges will be doing a Buckeye breakdown. So will Vance Bedford. But we have to fund those Buckeye breakdowns. Because, see, got to make sure Borges stays gorgeous. Can't do it for free. So help us fund those Buckeye breakdowns. If you look in the comment section, if you look in the description of this video, click that, go over to the PayPal page, help us fund the Buckeye breakdown so we can make sure Al and Vance are compensated for their time that they're putting into these scouting reports. Basically, this is basically analyst sessions for you, the fans, and maybe even for Michigan. Maybe the coaches get a chance to watch it too. Get a little tip. Get a little, some breakdowns as they get ready for the Buckeyes down the line. We actually will be doing 2 breakdowns of the Buckeyes in both Michigan bye weeks, basically covering both halves of the season, all of the games that the Buckeyes will play. We'll be doing 2 film studies for the Buckeyes in the 2 bye weeks. So help us fund those breakdowns. Click those PayPal links. Help us fund them. $1, 5, 20, whatever you can spare to help us fund those breakdowns. Make sure you donate to the PayPal pages. All right, Al, let's go ahead and get into the film studies this week. We saw the rushing attack. It was Arkansas State. It was Arkansas State, mind you. I get it. But the rushing attack got on track a bit, did it not?
It was a step forward, without a doubt. The backs got into the open field more than they have in the first 2 games and had an opportunity to beat some people and make some explosive plays, which is really encouraging. I don't care who they're playing, that you can do that shows that you're capable of doing that. And that was the difference. Is there was some really good, 7 and 8 and 9 yard runs, but there was a couple big ones which really tack some yardage on that total rushing offense, which is really, Sam, that's what Michigan's got to be, I think, to be all they can be, is they've got to be able to run the football. And was encouraging because it was the start of that. Now, with the addition of Borges, that should add even more to the equation. So I liked what happened. It's not perfect. There's some things in there that definitely still need to be improved, but it is a step in the right direction.
All right. Well, you started off though not with the big touchdown from Khalil Mullins, which we'll get to on play 2. You started off with a good play from Davis Warren, which here's the irony of Davis Warren's performance. He was 11 for 14 now. His 3 incompletions were interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Like he every other ball was a completion. Like the
He was very accurate. Yeah, he's very accurate.
he was
Yeah, he
very
was.
accurate on the day.
Made
If
some
he
very nice throws, no question.
if he could have just, not forced the ball on those bad decision plays that he made, he would have had a very good day. But
Well, it's a key part of playing quarterback, Sam, is I used to tell the guys is don't make your bad plays disasters. There's nothing wrong with an incomplete pass. We can recover from an incomplete pass, particularly when the 3 interceptions were all on first down. Okay. That gives you 2 more and sometimes 3 more downs, depending on how close you are on 4th down, to recover from an incomplete pass. So just don't make your bad plays disasters and you'll stay in the game.
well,
Okay.
yeah. But it started off. This is a good play for him.
I love this play. We ran this play when I was there. I've run this play for years, and they run this play to perfection here. It's 3rd and 6, so it's key that we keep this drive going so we can continue to get turns running the football. That's critical now. Okay, the call. It's an empty look. There's no one in the backfield. It's a chase concept. Chase meaning one player crossing and another player chasing him behind him. Okay, it's versus a 4-1, which is the front. There's 4 guys up front, just one backer in the box. And it's cover 4, which is a 4 deep quarters type coverage. And they played this coverage virtually all the time in this game. I mean, other than about a handful of snaps, they were in this coverage, crowding the box, trying to stop the run, and that was their approach. Okay. All right, let's talk about it. Now, first part of it is Bell. Bell is going to run an out route, a short out route into the boundary, and the outside receiver is going to clear out for him to work on that. Now, that drew 3 guys. 2 guys jumped Bell, and the corner ran with the deep ball. Okay. The first look that Davis took was right over there. His wings went right over there to see if I can pick up 6 yards on a pitch and catch into the short side of the field. Okay. But it drew so much attention, he got off it. On the other side, you had a corner route by the point man. You had a shallow cross by the wingman. The corner route drew double coverage, okay? Corner and safety basically bracketed that route, which you kind of do in cover 4 anyway, okay? The shallow crosser was the first guy he's kind of going to look at, see if that clears. And that one drew the linebacker. He jumped that. Okay, he wasn't going to let him have 6 yards on a short pitch and catch over the ball. Okay, and then the Loveland worked on the fish. The fish was the nickel guy out there. He's going to work on him one on one with all those other guys taking defenders out of there. Okay, he starts outside like he's going to go into the flat and then ducks underneath right in behind that shallow cross. Okay, the defender jumps outside a little bit, thinking it could be going into the flat, and then kind of overdrops, and Loveland beats him underneath. After Davis, let me finish this. They ran a little twist on which they handled, the right side handled very well. It's what we call a TE, where the tackle comes out, the end comes under. They made a beautiful exchange to handle that, and the guys on the left side handled the straight rush fine. So there's good pass protection on this play. After Davis checked that out, he scanned back to the chase and just played a little pitch and catch shot right in the middle of the field to move the chains. This is extremely well done. You can see, just sit there, look right, go back left, move the chains. Good play. Very good play. It's a good pass pattern against a lot of coverages. And when you add that little quick out element to it, because a lot of times they'll give you that, just adds more to the play. See him, he kind of broke that guy's ankle like he so often does, and just came underneath him like I'll call a knifing type route where you start out, duck under. And he's very quick for a big guy, and you can see he beat him pretty good.
So now here's old quarterback coach. I know what you would say, Al, because I'm watching this, and I'm watching Colston have to turn around on this play.
Yep, this would be graded down. I'm not if he can't run with the ball and he's that clean, he can't reach back. That ball's got to be on his upfield number or in an area that doesn't break his stride. You don't want him to break his stride, you know. As long as he doesn't break his stride, I seldom grade the guy down. But if he's got to stop to catch it on a ball that should be advanced, probably further, I grade the quarterback down. They didn't like that sometimes. Now, I would say, you know, if you got to throw a pass where the guy can't advance it, and the only way you could complete the pass is to throw it in an area where he can't, I would not grade him down. But if there's free access down the middle of the field, and you got to be able to hit him in stride, so our run after catch kicks in. Because I told you when we first started the show, Sam, half your passing yardage has to come through run after catch, and that's all based on the ability to be accurate with the ball.
But you like that he went one side of the field, came back to the other, and hit the right guy.
Yeah, it's a good read. It's well managed. It's just a good job. I mean, you just got to have a little more fine with the throw, but he knew exactly what he's doing. He didn't force the ball into the short side. He saw the coverage was over there. His eyes naturally pulled the defense off the chase route, so he was able to reset his feet, boom, and stick that ball in there and move the chains.
All right, so now we get to the first big run play of the day, and this had some elements to it. This had the element to it with the backs that we saw all day, where backs were running through contact.
Oh goodness, yeah, they did a great job. The backs, I thought both backs played real well, particularly Khalil. Khalil again created explosives, and that's what they need in their offense is more big plays. So, but this play is kind of off the mother play, the duo play. It's a variation of another duo. Okay. I call it, I don't know what they call it, but I call it a counter duo, and you'll see what I'm talking about. This is counter duo, which means it starts one direction for a beat and then comes back. It's not a gap play like a counter play. It's just a counter duo. Everyone is blocking back just like on a duo play. They're seeing a 4-3 defense, again, with tight safeties, very tight safeties. You can see last week, those safeties were 5 yards behind the umpire, the umpire being that official right in the middle there. This week, those guys were crowding that umpire. They were trying to get involved in that run just as quickly as they possibly could.
Yeah, so you know, Vance, he makes he's been making a distinction here, and it's worthy of note. You know, some defensive coordinators, they'll tell you, you know, quarters is a run defense, and you can trigger safeties downhill hard, you know, and play them like, hey, it'll look like this is not a loaded box, but I'm playing these safeties triggering hard downhill on the snap of the ball, where the box really doesn't look loaded, but the box is loaded because
Box
they're
is
making
low. See, I've seen this both different. I've coached with coordinators that play for cover four totally differently. Okay. And it all's based on whether you think you can cover the wide receivers one on one. The question you ask is, where do you want the safeties to make the play? Do you expect the safeties to make the play within 6 yards of the line of scrimmage? I played against, I was at Cal. When I was at Cal, the defense coordinator expected the safeties to make the play within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage, sometimes two. That is a hard triggering quarters coverage where the corners are basically singled up. Okay. Texas did not play a hard down. They played their safeties 5 yards behind the umpire. They triggered, but they did not trigger quickly. They were actually blockable for the wide receivers. This type of defense is tough on blocking the wide receivers, but tough on them on covering the wide receivers because they basically have no help on play action passes, particularly if it's a gross read that looks like a run, brings them down, and the corners are basically singled up. If they're capable of doing that, this is a great way to play. But it's a good point because people play cover four differently, and how where you want that tackle to be made determines how you're going to play those safeties.
All right, but these dudes, they're coming now.
Oh, they're
these,
down, yeah.
these dudes are coming.
Yeah, I call it they come a humming on the snap of the ball, Sam. They come a humming.
Counter duo lead versus
And or do a lead. Let's look at it. All right, we'll start with Bredesen, and I believe that's Gentry has been put in at second tight end. They're an end over look. Great way to kind of unbalance or pull guys out and still be able to run the ball. Those two are block and duo. Bredesen down on the 9, Gentry down on that Sam linebacker. You got a double team on that 3 technique with right tackle and the right guard. And they fill a backer. They fill a backer quick, Sam. It might be a blitz. Or it could be just a quick run through. But they do a great job of seeing it and picking him off. And I'll be darned if on the other side, center and left guard, they go to double the 2-eye. Let's show you that. There it is. And the other backer does the same thing. So it might have been a double A gap blitz or double A and B gap blitz. Who knows? But they see it and they pick it off. This was big. Because there's no pursuit, this was big to get in the play going. Okay. And then on the backside, Hinton just single blocks that 5 technique. His job just don't get beat underneath, And here's the lead part of the counter duo lead, is the receiver now is going to come around and lead on that safety. He's going to lead on that safety, which adds a bonus blocker to the duo play. Okay. So you got a lot of bodies in front of the ball carrier. All right. You can see now that safety triggered on the lead blocker, but he did a good job of getting blocked. Khalil starts to the left just to freeze the defense for a beat and then comes back to the right, making his duo reads. Okay. As soon as he sees everything kind of collapse a little bit, he pops outside, picks up the block of the lead blocker, breaks a tackle because that Sam linebacker bounces off Gentry and is free. But it don't matter. No block, no problem. Runs right through the tackle, and there he goes. That's what the running backs are on scholarship for, Sam. That's why they're on scholarship, because when they get to that point, they got to win those matchups.
See, this has kind of been my point, Al. When you are in a situation where your line needs to be made right sometimes. Where is it going to be made right the most frequently? And I think it's going to be in the run game because here most of the guys get it right, and this is not picking on Gentry at all. But you can see on this play, that's he just doesn't get to he doesn't get the linebacker. Linebacker gets a free shot on Khalil, and Khalil runs right through the tackle.
Right. But you know what happened, Sam? He got started. You know what I mean? Right. If that happens in the backfield before you get those wheels rolling, usually it's a tackle for loss.
Right.
But if you get those shoulders turned to the sideline or turned upfield, you can see now he can use all his skills to either run through the tackle, juke the guy, or whatever it takes, run him over, whatever it takes to win that matchup.
Right, and at least he screened him a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not excusing the no block, but at least
No.
he ran a little interference, and everybody else got good blocks, right? So
Yeah.
the play was able to get started.
Hey, very seldom or every one of those guys going to get that guy blocked clean. Sometimes there's going to be a ricochet here and there, or not. It won't be all you want it to be. That's when the back's got to show his skills.
Right.
Just don't hit me before I get going. Get me going, and then I'll win.
Yeah, and the backs, and especially Khalil, he had a great game, a career high game. They did this all day. They did this all day. And look, I want to qualify it. It was Arkansas State. I'm going to continue to say that because I know fans are going to say that. But look, it's a good game to build on.
Particularly coming off the last game. There's no question.
Last
It's what I call a get well game. You were sick. You needed a week to get well. That's no disrespect to Arkansas State. They played their butts off. But this is a game you got to win and you got to improve. And I think they did both.
Yeah, I do too. And they did it doing kind of what we talked about, Al, getting back to basics. Your staple. What's your if there's a staple run play, it's duo, is it
It's
not?
duo. They ran 14 base duos and I believe 17 duos, counting counter duos in the game. So they went back to the womb in this one.
Hey, folks, if you want to see the rest of this film study, you got to download the Autograph app. Now, here's the thing. It is free. 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 It is not behind a paywall. You don't have to spend money to get the Autograph app. All you have to do is download it. It's available for Android and iOS users. All you got to do is this QR code that I'm about to put on your screen right now. Just scan it. Scan this QR code. Really, really simple to do. See, I'm going to put it on your screen. Just get your phone out right now. And as I share it on your screen, just scan it with your camera. And it'll take you to the download screen and download this app. The Autograph app brought to you by Tom Brady. It is an outstanding endeavor that he put together, and it said, hey, how about this? Let's make all the things that fans do. Let's put it all together in one place. Their favorite blogs, their favorite podcasts, their favorite videos, for their favorite teams. Let's allow them to do it in one place, bring it all together on one app. And when they read their favorite blogs and they watch their favorite videos and about on their favorite teams and they listen to their favorite podcasts about their favorite teams, and they do those things, let's give them points for it and let them redeem those points for rewards. It's a great idea. And the Autograph app was born. But we got to give them some exclusive content for it as well. And that's when they came to us about the film studies. And so now the football film study focused on the offense with Al Borges available exclusively on the Autograph app. Hey, if you don't want to download, if you don't want to scan a QR code, some people don't want to do that. We'll make it easy for you to download it via a link.ag.fan/Sam Webb. Again, link.ag.fan/Sam Webb. It'll take you to the download website to get the Autograph app. So again, don't wait. Don't procrastinate. Get the Autograph app so you can have access to the rest of this film study and all the film studies that will follow. You don't want to miss out because you want to know what's going on with these Wolverines on a weekly basis. And oh, by the way, during the Michigan bye week, we're going to be doing a special edition. As a matter of fact, during both Michigan bye weeks, we're going to be doing special editions of the football film studies. We're going to be doing the Buckeye breakdowns.
Buckeye breakdown.
Al is busy breaking down the Buckeyes on a weekly basis, watching every single Ohio State game.
Evil Empire, Sam.
That's right. During Michigan's first bye week, gonna scout Ohio State's first 5 games, I think it is, and we're gonna do the first Buckeye breakdown. And during Michigan's second bye week, I think it's Ohio State's second 4 games. We're gonna do the second Buckeye breakdown. But in order to do this, we need you to help fund the Buckeye breakdowns. So go to that PayPal page. It's linked in the description. It's linked in the comment section. Just click that PayPal link, whether it's $1 or 5 or 10 or 20, whatever you can spare to help keep Borges gorgeous, because he can't do them for free. I mean, imagine that. I mean, you got to pay the man to watch the Buckeyes.
No
Just
question.
got the Buckeyes, right? Come on now. He's basically being your analyst. You got to pay him to be your analyst, right? This is going to be some quality content that you won't even get from the Buckeyes. So you're going to know every move that the Buckeyes make. So if you want to see that special content, help us fund the Buckeye breakdown. Get that going right now. We'll have special film studies during that Michigan bye week. So help us fund those Buckeye breakdowns and download the Autograph app so you can see the rest of the Michigan football film study. Focus on the offense. We'll see you next time.